literally, you got to go, okay, y2 minus y1,
I like doing
x2
it like that.
minus x1, 6 minus 4,
Mm-hmm.
12 minus
Minus
6, 2 over 6 equal 1/3. Okay, but that gets rid of C and D. So you still got two options where your slope is 1/3. So you just got to go a step further. I'm going to use the
mm-hmm.
first point, y equal mx plus b. Since I know my slope is 1/3, I want a multiple of 3. So I want
Mm-hmm.
my x to be a multiple of 3. So both of them, the x is multiple of 3, so I'm good. So I'm going to use
So
this first
12.
point.
Mm-hmm.
My y is 4. My slope is 1/3. My x is 6 plus
Mm-hmm.
b. 4 equal 2, because 3 going to 3 one time, 3 going to 6 twice. 1 times 2 is 2, plus b. Subtract 2 from both sides. B equal 2. My y-intercept is 2. My slope is 1/3. So y equal 1/3 x plus 2.
Yeah.
But why do all that when I can plug it into my calculator and get my answer in 15 seconds? I could be on. So anything, like one of the most important
Do it like that.
questions you should be able to do on the calculator is this, the equation of a line from 2 points. Because why? They can give you 2 points in a graph. They can give you 2 points in a table. They can give you 2 points in an order pair, right?
Right.
But if you know how to do it, you don't have to waste 3 and 4 minutes. Like I did it in a couple minutes, but most people, for that problem, is a 3 to 4 minute problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I mean, it's up to you, but you know, that you know,
I'd rather like like throw it in the calculator. It's
that's
easier
right.
that
Throw it in
way.
the calculator. Right here, this is the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, so for example, slope is 3/1. You got a point, -2 and 9. So since my slope is 3, which is the same as 3/1, which is the same as changing y over changing x. So my y going to change by 3. My x going to change by 1. So my second point is going to be -1 plus 12. And I grab my calculator and I put this point in and this point in. And I get my equation in line. I'm done. I don't even got to go through all that. I don't got to do all that work. Now, I'm not saying you should know how to do it, because if you should be y equal mx plus b. This point here, that's my x and my y. So I'm going to have 9 equal, slope is 3, times x, which is -2, plus b. You get 9 equal -6 plus b. You're going to add 6 to both sides. You get 15 is equal to b. So I know my y-intercept is 15. I know my slope is 3. Y equal 3x plus 15. So if you do these enough, it doesn't matter how you do it. If you practice enough and understand it, the difficulty that people have, or the mistake that people have, is they try to remember how to do it instead of going through the steps. So if they change something up, then they'll know what to do. But if you have full understanding, you practice enough, all these problems here shouldn't be problem. Like even on this one, look, everybody gets this problem wrong. If I showed you the stats on this, it's like 8% to get this right. But in order to understand slope, it says based on the graph, what is the unit price of a printed page? So the problem is everybody go with 1 right here, and they try to figure out what that is. Well, you don't know what that is. Is that 50 cents? Is it 60 cents? Is it 53 cents? You don't know. So you don't use that point. You use a point that's going to correspond to whole numbers. So you know what? I'm going to use this one right here.
Yeah.
Well, what does this point tell me? It says I get 2 pages
for $1.
for $1. So $1 for 2 pages. 1/2 is 0.5. Done. If I go to this point, same thing.
Yep.
$2 for 4 pages. 2 over 4 is 1/2, which is 0.5. It doesn't matter what point you use, but you got to understand what a point means on a graph. You got to know that this point is 4 pages for $2.
Okay. I see where I messed up at, Mr. Tenzi. I did on that bottom, and this right, there's nothing there. There's nothing to work with there.
But this is what you got to remember. They want to know price per page, correct?
Right.
So that tells you price is going to be on the top. PERS division. So the price is right there. This PERS division page is on the bottom. That's what tells you. See, some people put 2 over 1 or 4 over 2 and they get $2 a page. Huh?
You
Well,
got
if you
break.
just read any point, you know $2 a page ain't it. Because 8 pages would be $16.
Right.
Mhm.
So understanding, have a conceptual understanding of what you're looking at, you can kind of decide, because if it's, especially if it's multiple choice, a lot of mine is fill-ins. I want to make it harder for you. But a lot of GED is fill-ins. You can eliminate most of the answers. Got me?
Got you.
This one right here. People
Yes.
get this wrong. This is an easy problem.
It's
You
the
throw it in your
easiest
calculator. Why waste time? Why even waste time trying to do this by hand? Y2 minus Y1. So I'm going to hit ND. 5 minus 3.5 over 6 minus 3, which is
That's the point.
1/2. But the problem is, again, you got to have a conceptual understanding. People see this decimal and their whole brain explode. Or they see a fraction, their whole brain explode. But if you take the time out to learn how to use the calculator and know how to go to your formula sheet and get your formula, all you're doing is plugging it in.
Mhm.
There's no work
Yeah.
to do. But what happens is people see decimals, fractions, they get all shaken. This could have been fractions. It could have been anything. What you know is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x. Okay, so look what I did. I set it up. It doesn't matter what you put it in. 5 minus 3.5. 6
Mhm.
minus 3. Easy.
Easy.
Most people on this problem get this problem wrong, and they take almost 3 minutes to do this problem. 3 minutes to do this problem. That shouldn't be it. There's no way that problem should be taking 3 minutes. So this is why I let you know, while you're taking the practice exams in Schoology, what you should be doing is timing yourself. You should be able to almost do every problem in 3 minutes. If you can't, flag it for review and you skip it. Come back to it once you finish the exam. You can even do that in Schoology so you get used to doing that. It takes you longer. See, now if you always timing yourself, you'll have a feeling what 3 minutes is. So you know when you're in a real test, you all scared. Okay, oh, that's longer than 3 minutes. Let me stop. Or let me flag that for review and come back to it. Got me?
Got you.
All right,
Oh,
inequalities, right? Oh, did I close that up? I think I might have closed it up. I was looking over the weekend. A lot of people, they got 7 inequalities quizzes. Now remember, you can take these quizzes multiple times. So you find your mistakes. So say, for example, you get a 50. That's all right. Because to pass the GED, you only need about 55 to 58%. But if you want a good understanding, good conceptual understanding, you should aim for like 75, 80.
Right.
So let's do this problem. Okay. So what would I do first? If I'm solving this problem, what would I do first?
You'll start with the parentheses first, wouldn't you?
With the parentheses, you got to do the distributive property. So I'm going to write the
Okay.
84 integrated, and I'm just going to bring that over. And what is
Mhm.
minus 7 times b?
It's minus 7b.
Minus 7b. What's minus 7 times minus 9?
63.
Positive 63. Now again, you have an item here where you got to solve for b. So if I'm trying to solve for b, what should I do first?
You will have to plus 7.
Nope.
No, I'm sorry. Okay. All right.
So remember, minus 7b, minus 7b is one term. Plus 63 is another term.
Right.
If I'm trying
Okay.
to get b by itself, I'm not even looking at this term yet. I'm looking at any other term that doesn't contain b. So this, again, everyone should be able to solve a 2-step algebraic equation. Now this is different from equation because it's not an equal sign, it's an inequality,
No.
but it's the same steps to solve a 2-step algebraic equation. If you can't solve a 1-step or 2-step equation, this test gonna give you a problem. Why? Because 55% of the GED is algebra. So in order to solve for b, what term should I get rid of first?
Okay.
sorry, say
You
it again.
gotta get B by itself, right?
Mhm.
So
Gotta
why
get
wouldn't
B.
you add 7 on both sides?
Okay, I'm gonna add 7. You said
No, I'm
add
just
7.
asking. Oh,
So
just
watch,
relax.
I'm gonna add 7. I'm gonna add 7. Well, I'm not gonna put the plus 7 over under minus 7b
No.
because
Okay.
they're not
Okay.
like terms. So my
Right.
plus
So you
7 will have
can't
to
do
go
it.
under here. That don't make sense.
No, that don't. So you have to divide if you can't.
Nope, not yet.
Not yet.
So for example, all right, let's go to an easier problem.
Hey, I'm
Because
stuck. I'm
this is
stuck
what
off of this.
happens when people get bigger numbers, right? So if I had x plus 2 equal 5, let's do 2x plus 2 equal 5. In order to get x by itself, what do I need to get rid of first?
You gotta get rid of the 2.
So how do I get rid of the 2?
You minus the 2.
Exactly. This is the same problem. I'm
Okay.
not messing with the term with the variable.
So you gotta minus the 84.
Well, the b is
No.
not even on that side.
It's still
Why would
right.
you
So
do the 80?
I'm stuck. I still said, okay. So you're gonna minus the
Okay.
7B too?
So let's go through the steps. Let's go
Yes,
through the steps.
please.
So what happens is, again, people are trying to remember how to do a problem. You can't do that in math.
I
You have
remember.
to understand it. So this is what you do. Watch this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get b by itself. So am I looking
Okay.
at the left side of the inequality or the right side of the inequality? Am I looking at the left side of the inequality or the right side of the inequality?
We'll say the right.
The right side. Because if I'm trying to
That's where
solve
the
for
B
b,
at.
that's where the b
Yes.
is at.
Yes.
So now, how many terms do I have on the right side? I have
You
2
got
terms
one.
on
You
the right
got
side.
2 terms,
Now your
negative
question
7B.
is, if I'm trying to get b by itself, right? What term should I
Yeah.
try to get rid of first? What term should I try to get rid of first?
I'm stuck.
No, listen, you might be stuck, but
Yeah.
listen to, watch this. There's only 2 terms on the right side.
It's
It ain't
the
too many
7
choices.
and it's the
It ain't too
B.
many choices that you have.
You gotta get rid of the 7.
Okay, so how would you get rid of the 7? Tell me. So now, let me ask you something. Let's go back to here. When I had 2x plus 2
Okay.
equal 5, what did you tell me to get rid of first? You
The
told me
2.
to get
Minus
rid of the
the
2. You
2.
said minus 2 from both sides. So why, in this inequality here, why are you trying to get rid of the minus 7 first?
You gotta do the 84. Sorry.
84 is not the side with the variable.
Okay.
You're not even looking at the 84. You're not even looking at this. It's not even part of it. Did you look at that 5 first? No, you looked at this side of the equation. And you said, what term should I get rid of? The plus 2. How do I get rid of plus 2? I minus 2. So I'm going to have 2x equal 3. Then, what
You
do I do?
divide.
Divide by what?
2.
2. You get x equal 3 over 2. So, the
I
problem...
didn't see the whole problem, Mr. Chesley. Oh,
Say that
my
again?
goodness. I didn't see the whole problem. You got, I'm sorry. You got minus the 63.
You got to get rid of the 63. So that's
I didn't
minus
see the
63.
whole problem. What the fuck?
Whatever
Oh
you
my
do on one
goodness.
side, you get in the other, you get 21 is greater than
Yes,
minus 7b.
yes, yes,
So then you
yes,
ask
yes.
yourself the same question again. Is b by itself?
No,
it's
you have
not.
to divide it. Yes.
So what do I need to get rid of?
You have to divide this, you have to divide the 7.
Nope. There's no
No.
7 there.
7B.
There's no 7. There's
Negative 7.
negative 7. Cannot make that mistake. So listen to the question you're asking yourself. If I need to get b by itself, you can cover up the left side. The only thing you have there is minus 7 and b. So if I need to get b by itself, I need to get rid of the negative 7.
Correct.
So what's happening to the negative 7 is being multiplied by b. The opposite of multiplication is what?
It's division.
That's how you decide that you're dividing by minus 7. And
Right.
whatever's in front of that variable, whatever that coefficient is, it doesn't matter if it's 3b minus 2b minus 1/2 b. You have to do the opposite of that. So I need to divide by minus 7, right? What's 21 divided by minus 7?
It's negative 3.
Negative 3. Now, with inequalities, this is what's so important. When you multiply
You gotta reverse the sign.
or divide by a negative.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to isolate the variable. You have to change the sign. So
Mm-hmm.
if it's greater than, changes to a less
Less
than.
than. Mm-hmm.
The 2 negative 7 cancel, and then you have B.
Mm-hmm.
But on our answer, B, the variable's on the left side of the inequality. On our
You gotta switch it over.
example, you got to switch it over. So
Yeah.
again, all you do is switch the two values. So B
Mm-hmm.
goes on the left, -3 goes on the right. But when you switch them again, you have to change the inequality.
Change the inequality, yeah.
So your answer is B is greater than
Then
-3.
-3. Yeah.
Most people get that answer wrong.
Believe
So
I-
I had one person over the weekend take this exam 7 times. I had another person take it 4 or 5 times. Because what you have to realize is you have to find your mistakes.
Yes.
So don't go on to the next quiz. You say, hold on, I got a 50 on this quiz. Mr. Tinsley said about 75, 80 is mastery.
Right.
Let me go back to the problems I got wrong and let me try again.
Well, I took a test yesterday and I didn't see, I know I got some wrong and I didn't see it because I sure would have went over and did it again.
This one here, this gives a lot of people problems on the exam.
Okay.
So again, watch this.
Excellent.
So what side is your variable on?
On your left.
On the left side. How many terms do I have on the left side?
You got 2.
I got 2. So I got x divided by 3 is one term.
Yeah.
I have
And
-9 as the other term.
Yeah.
Which term should I try to get rid of first?
To get x by a variable, when you do -9.
Right, you want to get rid of the -9. What's
Yeah.
the opposite of -9?
+9.
Plus. Whatever you do on one side, you do on the other.
Yes.
So x divided by 3, those 9 cancel, less than or equal to, -12 plus 9 is -3. You should be able to talk yourself through that problem just like that. If you can't, then you need to practice. Even if you do the same problem multiple times, but you walk yourself through the steps. You talk yourself through the steps. Is x by itself?
No.
X is being divided by 3. What is the opposite of dividing by 3?
Multiplication.
So multiply by 3.
3 on both sides.
If I do on one side, I do on the other.
Yeah.
These 3's
So these
cancel.
cancel
Left
out.
with x less than or equal to -9. Done. Okay,
That's
so
what it is.
these are the things you have to do. You shouldn't be going on to the next quiz if you score 40 or 50. Correct your mistakes. After you try a couple times to correct your mistakes, if you can't do it, email me, text me, send a picture, whatever you need to do. But don't go on to, what happens is a lot of these concepts, if you don't understand negative numbers, you're going to have problems with solving a one-step equation, two-step equations, inequality. If you don't understand the distributive property, you're going to have problems. So don't move on until you have a concept mastered, which I think is 80 or above.
Okay.
All right, that's what I would say. And then if you get stuck, if you find yourself, I just don't understand this, send me a text, call me, send me an email. All right. All right, so we talked about inequalities. We talked about that slope problem. Anything else we had?
A little bit of functions.
Functions. I didn't see anybody. You took an assessment with functions? I don't remember grading anything with
I
functions.
took one of them GED tests.
I didn't do an assessment on function.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. Where'd my preview go? Where'd my preview go? Oh, there you go. I don't know why I didn't see that. Again, all of this is on Schoology. Now, Schoology is going for a payment model October 1st. So I'm trying to change everything to Canvas, but that's probably going to take me a while, but we'll see. Hopefully we'll use it after October 1st, but we'll see. So what is the value of f of x if f of x equals 3x squared plus 4 when x is minus 3? How would you do a problem like this? How would you do a problem like this? This is definitely on your exam. Evaluating a function is almost on every single GED exam. You must know how to evaluate a function. Does anybody know? They think they know what to do. It doesn't even matter if you're right or wrong. Let's see if we can come up with a solution, because you don't want to get stuck on your exam. If you look at an exam and you definitely know how to do something, pick A or D, flag it for review, come back to it. But this is one of the most missed questions and one of the easiest questions on your exam. How would we do this problem?
It's easy.
Yes,
It's easy.
you
This is
just
an easy
plug the
problem.
3
Tell me
in.
what to do.
Yeah, if
So-
you store your variable, if you store your number in the calculator.
Before the calculator, how we do it by hand first?
Oh, you would substitute.
Right, we substitute. So everywhere
Yeah, you
X is,
see the X.
we're going to put minus 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
Yep.
3, if you notice, because it's negative, I put the minus 3 in parentheses.
Yeah.
Squared plus 4. You should know by now the order of operations. So what am I doing first?
Exponent.
Exponents.
Exponents. Because even though I have parentheses, there's no other simplification I can do inside of
It's gonna be 9.
so exponents. What is minus 3 squared?
9.
9.
Somebody said 3.
9.
9.
Is it minus 9 or positive 9?
It's positive.
Positive.
9.
This is one of the biggest mistakes people make. And I'm going to show you in a minute. Minus 3 squared and minus 3 squared are not the same thing. What this
Wow.
is saying is square negative 3. This minus 9, minus 3 squared is minus 9. Minus 3 squared is positive 9.
Yeah.
One of the
minus-
biggest mistakes on the GED that people make. So we get 3 times 9 plus 4. So our order of operations tell us what do we do next?
You multiply
What's 3 times 9?
27.
27 plus 4. The next that we go to is addition. What's 27 plus 4?
31.
31. Now, that took us a minute and a half. What I show you in the ebook and show you in during these sessions is that the calculator is a 15-second problem. Like
Yes.
on a bad day, this is a 15-second problem. Why?
Right.
Minus 3, store x, enter 3x squared plus 4. Done.
Done.
Done. Done. That should not, if you have to evaluate a function on the GED exam and you know how to use this calculator, and you're going to have that for 2 to 3 problems. If you don't take the time to make sure you got that skill down, I tell you, I don't know what to tell you. So this is another similar problem. We're going to skip that. I'm going to go to one where a word problem. Oh, we already did that.
We did that one.
This is a good, see, that's the announcement from Schoologies. October 1st, they canceled.
Wow.
Yeah, so, right, I gotta get all that stuff retrieved. All right, watch this. This is another. It's one of the most missed questions on the GED exam. Add one number to each column of the table so that it represents a function. Do not repeat an ordered pair that is in the table. So, your first point is 3, 6. The second point is 7, 12. Third point is 5, 4. The fourth point is 4, 8. What 2 numbers can I add for the last point?
10.
10?
10 or 12. Well, you could, yeah. I mean,
10
you
or
could,
12.
yeah, or 12. And you
What
could
can
put
Y
any
be?
of them. You could put any number. Yeah.
Anything. How do you know that? Because remember, for every X, there's only one Y. So
One
since
Y.
since 3 is already taken, it can't be a 3. It can't
Right.
be a 7. It can't be a 5. It can't be a 4. This is why Sharon said it could be, you could put 10 or 12 there. Not both of them, one or the other.
One
So
or
it
the
could
other.
be 10, comma 3. It could be 10, comma 5. It could be 10, comma 7, 10, comma 12. And it also could be 12, comma 3, 12, comma 5. As the important thing you got to remember is your X's cannot repeat.
Yeah.
Your Y's could be anything as long as you don't repeat an ordered pair. Your Y could be anything. So once you pick that 10, your Y could be anything. 3, 5, 7, 4, 12. If you pick X is 12, it could be 3, 5, 7, 4, 10. And this is one of the easiest questions on the exam, but it's one of the most missed questions on the exam.
Wow.
But every X, there's only one Y. Your X's cannot repeat. Everybody got that?
Okay.
All right, look at this one. You have 2 variables.
Oh,
Again, doing this by hand, everywhere I see X,
yeah.
I'm gonna put a -3. Everywhere I see Y, I'm going to put a 4. So I'm going to have 2 times -3 squared minus 4 times -3 times 4 minus 4 squared. Minus 4 squared. Then you got to go each step. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Exponents come next. So 2 times 9. Multiple minus 16. Exponents are next. So exponents first. So all your exponents got to be done first. Minus 16, because 4 squared is 16. Multiplication. Minus 4 times -3 is a positive 12.
12. Mhm.
So you got 18 plus 48 minus 16. 66 minus 16. 50.
It's 50. It's 50.
But look how many places you can make a mistake. There's so many places. If you thought this was -9, or you thought this was
Mhm.
-12, why even put yourself through the heartache? Grab your
Store
calculator.
and store.
Variables. So
Store them.
-3, store X.
Mhm.
4, store Y. Plug it in exactly the way you see it. 2x squared minus 4xy. Oops, went past X.
Y
Past X
squared.
again. Y. I went past Y. See, being too fast. Minus Y squared. How long did that take me?
2 seconds.
So again, this is why I tell you on a lot of the difficult problems, or the problems you're going to see over and over again, I show you how to do them in the eBook. Now this, I can show it to you, but I clicked that thing so many times. People, you see, they clicked the 15 and 9. I kept going over, but I'll take a screenshot so you need to. But this problem is not a hard problem. Now again, I just showed you 4 problems guaranteed on your exam. You're going to have to evaluate a function, and you're going to have to see if the function is valid. You're going to have to find a slope,
I know, I
or
get
unit
4 of them.
price, or unit rate. But again, and this is why you might take this test 3 or 4 times until you know you got it down. Because what you will see is when you get to your exam, you're going to be like, Mr. Tensley, all the types of questions you said was going to be on there, right on there.
Mhm.
What's next? What's next?
That I've been working on all night and I still can't get it.
Which what?
It's the one that we was working on yesterday with the y equals the mx plus b, the slope. But this one right here is like, I'm at work, so I really can't see it, but I can remember it was like 8 pounds. Wait, 5 pounds was $8 and 5 pounds was $6, and the total was like $88.
Yeah, what type
And
of problem is it?
Huh?
What type of problem was it?
It was the, what was that? It was almost like the one we was doing yesterday with the slope, finding the slope.
See, it depends on what type of problem, what they're asking, because it could have been a system of
Equate, I
equations
think it
problem.
was an equation.
Linear equation.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I can check. I'll look it up.
I mean, I worked on it all, I just couldn't get it.
That's when you take a picture and send it to me. Let me see. It was in the was in the practice GED.
Wait,
Because the last thing I see, you did the practice GED, and you ain't do anything before that. You just practice GEDs.
it was 5 pounds for the almonds, 5 pounds for the nut.
So I think
I
that's
can't remember. Anybody can help me?
I think
No, I didn't see
that's the
that.
system equation. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
I made most of these questions up, so let me see.
Almonds and nuts was 5 pounds each. No, not each. There was 5 pounds for almond and nuts. The almonds was say $8 a pound. The nuts was $6 a pound, but they paid like a total of $88 for it. How many pounds each had? Or I can't remember.
Let's see if we can find it. I think it's probably a system of equations, or it might be let's see. Because you know a system of equations is just two linear equations, right? That's all system.
And I was trying to do it with the 2 points, but
Let's see.
what I didn't, and I was trying to put the Y. I was trying to make the Y the $88.
Let me find it. Let me find it.
Yeah, I think it's on that one right there. Down.
Right there.
That's it, right there. Right there.
So identify
That's
what
it.
you know. Right?
That's it.
So we're gonna call C cashews, A almonds. Right?
Right.
So we know C plus A equal 5. That's our first equation. Because Lucia mixed 5 pounds of cashews and almonds. So whatever how many pounds of cashews plus how many pounds of almonds equal 5. Understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Second part. Cashews cost $8 per pound. Almonds cost $6 a pound. Lucia's mixture costs $34. So we know 8 times C, because $8 times the number of pounds of cashews plus $6 times the number of pounds of almonds equal 34. Understand that?
Right.
So that's our 2 equations for the system of equations. So then you got to ask yourself, how can I solve a system of equations? I can solve by substitution. I can solve by elimination. I can solve by graph. What we're going to do is we're going to solve by elimination. So what variable do you want to get rid of, A or C? Can somebody tell me the next step in order to solve this problem? I have 2 linear equations. This is a system of equations because I'm trying to find or trying to solve this system of equations. So if I'm trying to solve this by elimination, what variable should I get rid of?
Any one of them, right? Yeah, because they both got, you got to subtract one of them.
Just tell me which one you want to get rid of.
The bottom.
Now, me, I would have solved for A because that's what they're asking for. How much
Yeah,
was
A.
ours? But that's all right. It doesn't matter. All right. So if we were trying to get rid of C, right? That's fine, because if we're trying to solve for A, we want to get rid of C. What's the opposite of 8C?
Minus 8C.
Minus 8C. So what are we going to have to multiply this top equation by for this to read minus 8C?
Negative.
Negative what?
I don't know.
A.
Negative 8.
Okay, negative
It's
8.
not a hard problem. It's not, I don't know. Because this is one thing you want to remember. If you immediately say, I don't know, you're cutting oxygen off to your brain. You'll never figure it out. So step by step, if I'm trying to eliminate a variable,
right,
I got to do the opposite. So the opposite of 8C is minus 8C. What can I do to make that top variable C look like minus 8C? Well, we know that's multiplication, so I got to
Cancel.
multiply by -8. So
You
when
got
I multiply by
okay.
-8, I got to multiply everything
All
by
of it.
-8.
Yeah,
So what's -8 times C?
it's
Negative
-8.
-8C. What's -8 times A?
Negative 8,
A.
8A,
Yeah.
-8A. What's -8 times 5?
negative 40.
-40.
-4. The second equation stays the same.
Right. Gotcha.
What you should notice now, this was a 34. Let me change, make sure you see that.
Cancel.
What
Cancel
happens
the
to the
8.
two 8C's?
They
Cancel.
cancel.
They cancel each other out. That's the purpose. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to eliminate one of the variables. So what is -8A plus 6A?
It's
Two.
-2A.
-2A.
Negative 2A.
Why? Because we take the two coefficients. This is combining like terms. -8 plus 6 is -2. That's where we got the -2A. So -2A equal, what's -40 plus 34?
Negative 6.
It's -6.
-6. A
Mhm.
is still not by itself. In order to get A by itself, what do we need to do?
You have to divide on both
Divide by what?
-2 on both sides.
Divide by -2. Whatever we do on one side, we do on the other. The -2's cancel. A is equal to, what's -6 divided by -2?
+3.
Positive 3. We now know our
3.0
answer.
pounds. Wow. Gotcha.
That was now the way that was simple.
But again, the more you practice and have a conceptual understanding, you'll look at a lot of these problems that same way and be like, oh, because right now, for some people, this may look extremely hard. So you
Yeah.
go back over the video. So you have a full understanding of, okay, how did he get that first equation? How did he make that second equation? And that's what's important. So even if you use one problem, now here, look at this problem, right? To me, I would not even waste time setting up the system of equations. I would plug each of these in until I got 660.
Yeah.
So, now, if you wanted to set a system of equations, it'd be nickels plus dimes equal 80. 0.05 N plus 0.10 D equals 660. Do you know how long it's going to take you to solve this system of equations as with decimals as a coefficient? It's going to take you forever. It's going to take you 5 to 10 minutes. So now I'm not saying you can do it that way, because algebraically, this is what they want you to do. What I'm telling you is skip this way. And what you're going to do is you're going to take each of these multiple choice and you're going to plug them in using the calculator. For example, first of all, we need to know that you need 80 coins. So 52 and 28, 80 coins. 28 and 52, 80 coins. 40 and 40, 80 coins.
80.
30 and 50 is 80. So we know all four equations satisfy the first thing, which is 80 coins. But then all we need to do, we know how much a nickel is worth. We know how much a dime is worth. So I'm going to do 52 times 0.05 plus 28 times 0.10. Now, if this is right, what value should I get?
You should get 660, right?
660. If A is the answer, I should get 660. Did I get 660? No. So so now I'm gonna do the same thing. But this time I'm gonna go up to my formula, I'm gonna press enter. Instead of 52 nickels, for B, I have how many nickels?
28.
Then you got 28
I'm gonna
nickels.
change that to 28. And how many dimes do I have?
52.
52, and I'm gonna press enter. Did I get 660?
I can't say it. You got 6 something. It looked like it.
Is that 660?
Yeah, okay, well, you got it.
There you go. I'm done. That's no algebra. That's no combining like terms. That's no multiplying. That's no doing on one side what you got. None of that. That's using the multiple choice to get your answers. This way, to me, is the easiest thing that you can do to solve a system of equations if they give you the answers in the multiple choice. So instead of you spending 5 minutes, you're done in a minute and a half. So again, in Schoology, I give you a bunch of different word problems. I give you explicit problems, where it's the computation part. You're just doing the computation. Here, this is an easy problem. What should you notice right away on this problem?
That the six
That the Y's is already canceled.
The 6 is already canceled. So I get minus x equal 8.
Negative.
Again, we know divide by -1. We get x equal -8. So we know x is -8. Can't be B, can't be C, can't be D. We know the answer, we done. You don't even have to solve for y, because there's only one option there where x is -8. You're done, 30 seconds. So again, only way you're going to be able to go to this test and really do well is you got to practice. You can't be happy with a 50. What you got to say is, no, I got to practice this enough. Even if you practice the same quiz. Remember, you can take each assessment up to 5 times. So if you get a 50, you focus on the 5 that you got wrong. Write them down. Go over them. Now, I'm going to send you feedback, usually within 24 hours anyway. But if you don't want to wait, get right back into it and see if you can solve those 5 problems that you may have gotten. What's next? Who got something? What's next? What type of problem is next? We got so many here. Anybody.
I don't know. Let me see.
Let me ask you a question. I got one for you. I'm gonna make a problem up. I saw people having problems with this right here. How would I solve that problem? Minus 2/3 x plus 4 equals 10. How would I solve this problem first?
Okay. Well, I will -4 on both sides.
It doesn't matter what that coefficient in front of the x is. I don't care if it's a decimal, I don't care if it's a fraction. You're solving a 2-step equation. You're trying to get rid of everything
That's
else
what
that
it
does not
is.
contain a variable. So subtract 4 from both sides. You get minus 2/3 x. The 4's cancel. Bring down the equal. 10 minus 4 is 6. How can I get x by itself? Mr. Tinsy,
You
that ain't
have
2x. That ain't 3x. That ain't 1/2. I don't know what to do. How do I get rid of a negative fraction?
when you have to, you still would, okay, it's 2/3. When you would still have to divide it,
You can divide it. Divide by what?
the 6.
Why would you divide by 6?
Let me do it.
No, if
Because you could
had
turn the 6
minus
into a
2,
fraction.
You have to reverse it. I mean, inverse it.
see, that's what happens to people. You're trying to
Oh.
remember what to do. In order to get x by itself, you do the opposite operation. So if I'm multiplying by negative 2/3, I need to do what?
You have to divide.
Divide by negative 2/3.
2/3, yeah.
Whatever I do on one side,
You're
I do on
it.
the other. Hold on, Mr. Tinsy. How do you divide by negative 2/3? You should know that by now, because
Yeah.
you should have had an 80 in fractions. 6 divided by negative 2/3 is the same as 6 times a negative 3/2. You should know when you're dividing fractions, you got to flip, right?
Mhm.
Right.
So you multiply across with 6 times negative 3. What's 6 times negative 3?
6 times -3. You
You
said,
should be
okay,
doing 6 times negative 3 just like that. If you can't, you need to practice with your sign numbers. If you can't do 6 times negative 3, there's a problem. What's 6
It's
times 3?
-18.
Negative 18. You should know 6 times 3 is 18. You should know a positive and a negative makes a negative.
Yeah,
What's 1 times 2?
2.
2. What's negative 18 divided by 2?
-9.
It's -9.
Okay. Now, that's how you do that problem. I wouldn't do it that way. So let me show you how I would do it.
I did it in my calculator.
And you can do it. You can use your calculator. But I'm going to show you how to do it by hand. If you know how to set it up, you can use your calculator. I don't have any problem with that. But this is how I would do it.
Go ahead.
Multiplying by -2/3 means you're multiplying by -2 and dividing by 3. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
So the opposite of multiplying by -2 is dividing by -2. The opposite of dividing by 3 is multiplying by 3.
You flipped the number.
What you should notice is all you did was take the reciprocal.
Mm-hmm.
So -3/2, -3/2. 3's cancel, the -2's cancel. X equal -18/2, which is -9. Done.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could have said, okay, Mr. Tinsley, I know we had to multiply by -3/2. I understand that, but I don't want to make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of doing it by hand, you grab your trusty calculator.
I did.
If you don't realize that this calculator is your best friend to pass this GED, if you're not spending time getting familiar with it, watch this. 6 times -3/2. You should know how to put that in. Bam, I'm done. I'm telling you, take this ebook for 1 to 2 weeks and go through it lesson by lesson so you know how to use this calculator. Because there's so many problems you won't have to spend 4 and 5 or 6 minutes on. You'll be able to do in a minute, 2 minutes. And then for the ones you don't know that you flagged for review and you skip, now you
Wait
can
till you
sit
go home,
down.
like this. You gonna wait till you go home.
All right, one with 650. I got one more question in me. What's the next?
Now give us something.
All right, I'm gonna give you something.
Give us something.
Give you something. Right? Let's move this out the way. I'm gonna go to somebody's practice test.
Put my wood out the freezer. Like that.
I'm doing fractions,
Person.
practice tests, full practice tests, quadratic equations. Let me try quadratic equations. Let me see. Preview. This will be the last one for the day. That says factor. It says solve. This is what I want to do. Solve for x squared plus 3x minus 18. Right? So, and somebody tell me, what is the standard form of a quadratic equation?
The standard form.
Of a quadratic equation.
Ooh, wait a minute. I'm getting ready to get the other one. I know it's ax plus ax squared plus b something. I forgot. C equals 0, something like that. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Okay, so now, those are the type of questions you should ask yourself. Do you know the standard form of a quadratic equation? If you don't, that's where you start. If you don't know where to start,
Okay.
you might not be able to solve a quadratic equation.
I get them both mixed
So
up.
we got
Okay.
x squared
Why?
plus
I know
3x
what to go.
minus 18. What's my a?
Your A is one, X is 1.
Is 1. My b
It's
is
1.
what?
Your B is 3.
My c is what?
Your C is -18.
Does everyone know how to identify a, b, and c from a standard form of a quadratic equation? Can everybody do that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we identify a, b, and c. If
Okay.
a is 1, I want you to find the factor pairs of minus 18. So what two numbers can you multiply together to get minus 18? Now, I always start with 1. 1 times what will give you negative 18?
18,
Nope, not 18.
negative 8.
Negative 18. So we're going to go up 1. 2. 2 is a factor of 18. 2 times what?
Negative 9.
Negative 9. 3. 3 times what? Give you negative 18.
Negative 6.
Negative 6. 4 does not go into 18. Mr. Tinsley, how are you doing this so fast? Because you should know your multiplication tables up to 12. Damn. You should be able to do 100 problems in 5 minutes. If you can't, that's the first place you should start. 4 does not go into 18. 5 does not go into 18. 6 goes into 18, but we already have 6 here. Because I know on the other side, all I'm doing is changing my numbers. So instead of 1 and negative 18, I'm going to do what?
Negative 18.
No, not negative 18.
I'm sorry. Negative 1.
It's positive 18.
Negative 1 and positive 18. What's
Then
next?
you're going to do negative 2 minus 9.
No, negative 2 and what?
That's 2 and I'm sorry, 2 and 9.
2 and
We're
9.
on
And
the
then the
positive
last
side.
pair is what?
It's negative 3, 6.
Negative 3 and 6. What you should notice is each of these pairs, if you multiply them together, you'll get negative 18. Does everybody understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, B is 3. What pair, if you combine together, is going to give you a positive 3?
Not that one. Negative 3 and 6.
Negative 3 and 6.
That's
So-
what I had too.
When you have a quadratic equation, in order to solve it, we need to factor it first. That's what we're doing now. We're factoring a quadratic equation. So I'm going to use this minus 3 and this plus 6. So x minus 3, x plus 6. This is factored. So if they
Now
ask you
you're
to
gonna do-
factor a quadratic equation, you'll know how to do it now.
Yep. And the solution. Okay.
Now, to find a solution, we have to find the zeros. What values of x? We have to find the zeros. What values of x would make this 0? What's the opposite of minus 3?
You got plus 3
Plus 3. What's the opposite
and
of
minus 6.
plus 6 and minus 6? So my
Yeah.
solutions to solve this quadratic equation is 3 and minus 6. Where's 3 and minus 6? This is why I put it this way. This is not an ordered pair. Doesn't have to go X and Y. This is not an ordered pair. Doesn't matter what order you put them in. You have two
That's right.
solutions, 3 and negative 6, which is B.
Mm-hmm.
Now, watch this. I'm going to show you a much easier way before we leave. I'm going to show you a much easier way before we leave. I showed you and I told you that you should know how to store a variable in this calculator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to A.
Mm-hmm.
A is 6. Well, the first option is 6 and negative 3. So I'm going to store x is 6. I'm going to plug it in. X squared plus 3x minus 18. If this solves this quadratic equation, I should get what as the answer?
0.
0. Because I know the standard form of a quadratic equation. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Did I get a 0?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No.
So I know 6 is not a solution. So it can't be A, it can't be D.
Right.
Everybody understand that?
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm going to go to B. Minus 6, store x. I'm going to do the same thing. X squared plus 3x minus 18. If minus 6 solve this equation, what answer should I get?
0.
0. Do I get a 0?
Yep.
Mhm.
So I know minus 6 is a solution. So now I'm going to try 3. 3,
Mm-hmm.
store x. Now, instead of me typing that quadratic expression again, I'm just going to go up because I know, because I've been practicing in Mr. Tinsley's ebook, I don't have to write it again. I can go back up to the quadratic equation, press enter once, press enter again. Did I get 0?
Yes, you did.
That's no solve. That's no factor. That's no factor pairs. That's no finding zeros. But you have to understand what an equation is. That means some value of X will solve this equation. What you had to know is the standard form of a quadratic equation is equal to 0. So once you know it's equal to 0, you can plug those values in and you don't have to waste all that time.
Nope.
How Kevin Hart said you will learn today.
Yes, yes, yes.
Listen, you better stop. Listen, stop playing. The only way you're going to pass this GED, you need to get practicing. So when I see a student doing 7, 8 quizzes, I'm like, yes, yes, yes. But if I see one person did a quiz on Monday, then the Monday before, no, you need to be practicing every single day. Every single day. So, okay, Mr. Tinsley did quadratic equation. Mr. Tinsley did function. Whatever I did today, you can say, you know what? GED math was on Monday. On Tuesdays, I'm going to go over functions. I'm going to go over Schoology, and I'm going to make sure I know how to do functions. On Wednesday, he also went over quadratic equations. So I'm going to watch that part of the video and make sure I can do quadratic equations.
Yeah.
On Thursday, and that's how you can break it down until you have it down, then move on to the next step. Because listen to what I'm telling you. Everything that we go over on Monday, I don't care what GED Math Monday class you join or watch on YouTube, you're going to see that question on the exam. Not the specific question, but that type of question on the exam. I only go over problems, the types of problems you're going to see in your exam. You're going to see all these on your exam.
You do. Yeah.
Let me see if I got one more. How much minutes? I got 1 minute. Let me see if I can find. No, let me see. That's easy. Look at this crazy looking mess.
Oh, goodness.
That's crazy looking mess. But guess what? A is what?
A is 4.
A is 4. B is what?
12.
C is what?
2.
Let me show you something. I'm not trying to pull your tail. I'm not trying to get over on you. I'm trying to show you a way to pass this exam. And one day you're going to sit here and believe it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, this problem takes 5 to 10 minutes for most people to solve, right? 4 store A. 12 store B.
And 2 store
2
C.
store C.
Yep.
And D minus B. This comes from your formula sheet. Plus or minus B squared. And again, this takes practice. I'm doing it and it look easy right now, right? It takes practice. But what I'm trying to explain to you is once you do it, they can give you any type of quadratic equation and you can do it in less than a minute. Look, I'm done. Hold on. Watch this. I'm done. Go back up here. Change my plus sign to a minus sign. I'm done the problem. You don't have to spend 10 minutes trying to use the quadratic formula. Look at that. So I have 2 answers. Let me maximize it. So if you notice, the first answer is minus 3. Right? Look at that. The first answer is plus 7 minus 3. The second answer is minus 7. So our answer is actually going to be plus or minus square root of 7 minus 3 over 2. 7. I wrote 3.
You got
It says 7. I wrote 3 over 2. So now we're going to look at our multiple choice and we're looking for plus or minus the square root of 7 minus 3. Look at that. We done.
Yeah.
Take the time. I'm telling you. Use your practice test first. Once you take your practice test, you took the real test, you look at the items or the concepts you got incorrect, go in the eBook, do the practice problem, answer the questions, learn how to use that calculator, go back into Schoology, take that assessment for that specific quiz, and you repeat. Okay. And you'll be ready to pass. I'm telling you, you'll be ready to go. But look at that hard problem that we just did in 30 seconds.
Can we do that one?
Of course.
Oh.
How do you find the area of a rectangular garden? What's the formula to find the area of a rectangle?
Okay.
Length time width,
Length times width. What's our given? Our length is what?
2x plus 3,
What's our width?
X minus 5.
5.
Again, this is an easy problem.
Yep.
So you start with the formula from the formula sheet. Identify your givens. Plug in. So 2x plus 3 times x minus 5. All you should be doing here is you should know how to
2x
multiply
squared.
binomials. If you do not how to
Yeah.
multiply binomials, then you need to get practice. What's 2x times x?
It's
2x
2x squared
2x squared. What's 2x times minus 5?
is negative 10x
What's 3
minus
times
10.
x?
3x
3x.
And then what's 3 times minus 5?
Negative 15.
Do we have any like terms?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
We
You have
do like
negative
terms.
10x and 3, negative 10 and 3.
So we're going to
If-
bring down our 2x squared. What's minus 10x plus 3x?
It's going to be negative 7x.
And bring down to minus 15. Got our answer. We done.
That's the answer. Yeah.
Stop playing. So when you think of Mr. Tinsley and you preparing for this exam, you should be thinking of 2 words. Stop playing. Don't sell yourself short. You need to practice every single day. Every single day. If you do that 30 days, you're done. I'm telling you, you're going to pass the exam and be done. All right. So it's now past 7 o'clock.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll upload the video. Make sure you practice during the week. Make sure you practice during Schoology. Who made a reservation with me for one-on-one? Who was supposed to make was it Bridget?
Me,
Was she-
Bridget, because
Did you
I
make
take
it?
the test Wednesday.
Wednesday. This Wednesday?
Uh-huh.